Hello everyone. I'm so happy that you're here. We are set to get started. It's 2 minutes past 10 and we're ready to go. So I'm going to give it just a minute. If you are there, you're welcome to send a message on the chat. And I'm super excited to get going today and to dive into everything that we're going to do today. I'm going to give you about 2 minutes. I'll wait to about 4 minutes past and then we'll start. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited to get started and it's going to be absolutely amazing. So get ready, get yourself ready, grab that cup of coffee or whatever else you still wanted to do very quickly before we get going, and we are going to start in just a minute. All right, let's begin. As promised, let's start right now. I have received some messages of people that are struggling to see the video. So what I've done is I have changed a setting and I hope that it's working now. I see some more viewers coming on. So awesome. Okay, let's get going. I'm so excited that you're here today. Thank you for joining me. I'm very excited about what I'm doing here with Strategize, and I'm excited to have you here. So let's get going. Please send messages on the chat. I love to hear from you. I love to hear what you think and also where your thoughts are, and also that you're there and that you're enjoying what we're talking about. I'm going to move myself because I see I have a logo on my face. So I'm going to pop myself over there and yes, let's begin. Okay, so Strategize Your Outstanding Life. Now, I started this a few years ago. It has been my baby, my passion, my everything, and I've absolutely loved it and adored it. And I loved seeing people use what was special to me and see success in their own lives. So what is Strategize all about? Where did it come from? Well, I developed it, and are all the ideas in Strategize absolutely brand new? No, not at all. It was things that I tried and did. And you know, when you're going through a difficult time, there are so many books out there. And there are so many different things. There are videos you can watch. You can get an interesting meme every single day. You can get all this different information every single day, but it doesn't really change your life. And then there's some stuff that you actually do and apply, and it makes a change and it makes a shift. So my husband and I started a business. The business did not go the way we planned. It was, it was so exciting and it was supposed to go so well and it was supposed to be this amazing thing, but it just that was basically what happened. So thank you for the message there, Bianca. That was basically what happened. And so sitting in that position, you think, okay, I quit my job to start this business. And then the business didn't work out. What do I do now? After I've started my own business, after I've done my own thing, what do I actually do right now? And so that's basically where this whole thing started. And I felt a lack of confidence. I felt I was stuck. I felt like I didn't know what the right step was. So I started filling myself with motivation, and I listened to a whole lot of stuff, different people, and I listened to all these things every single day, and I started trying some things, and I thought, okay, I'm going to try this, I'm going to do that, and I started trying things, and I saw that doesn't work for me. This does work for me. Okay, this is making a difference. And as I started doing these things, I started seeing a change in my life, and I thought, oh my goodness, this is brilliant. This is amazing. It's changing my life. It's giving me confidence. It's opened up opportunities for me. It's opened up doors for me. This is cool. I have to show other people to do this. And that is my personality. I've always been in groups, facilitating groups, doing talks, doing different things. My previous job before I started my own business and did strategize and all of that, I actually used to go train consultants all around the country to start their own business. And so I would train them on the products, I would train them on starting a business as well, and it would be a 3-day training. And little did I know that one day I would develop my own course that I would train people for a few days. And right now I'm doing 8 weeks and 4 weeks as well. So that is where this journey began. That is it's so beautiful how things happen, where you learn things along the way and you think, what am I going to do with this? And later it forms part of the puzzle. And that's the beautiful thing about life. So that is where Strategize came together. I then formulated this course. I sat down, I wrote everything out that I thought was important. I used examples from my own life. I used examples from the lives of people around me and how I saw they applied something and it worked. And then I tried it, applied it, and it worked. And so I put this whole thing together. And I started it with one morning, and I said, okay, ladies, we can have a ladies' morning, right? And ladies bought tickets, and there they came, a beautiful venue, and we had our first morning, and it was something like a 2.5-hour session. And I shared, and the Strategize book was so thin. Shame, it looked sad. I'm going to show you the book right now, what it looks like right now. But the book was this thin, and the ladies were there, and they were touched, they were blessed, they were ready to go for it. And already so many people made changes in their lives from that first session that was only 2.5 hours. And so I started developing every single chapter. I added chapters, I worked on it, and I molded it into something so wonderful. And even today, after my last live session that I had in January, I added again, or in February, I added some more. So there's already another chapter, part of the book, and I'm so excited about it. And I added to all the chapters as well. So it's something that's growing and improving all the time. And as I become more clear and focused, I add that clarity and focus to it as well. So I'm very excited to share it with you. Thank you, Mbali, for being on the chat today or being on the video today. So I'm very, very excited. So we're going to go in right now. I'm going to give you a little bit of a feel of what Strategize is about. It's something that you really have to grab hold of. And sometimes I have found that people have come to Strategize and they weren't ready. And then there are people that are so ready and they are burning for something to propel them forward, and Strategize is the perfect thing to do just that. So let's go into the presentation for today and let's make magic happen here. All right, there we go. So I always started with this very slide. No matter what I do, it always comes to, are you ready? And like I said, some people come and they are so ready. And they take what is taught in Strategize and they change their lives. Some people have come to Strategize a few times. They've actually been to 2 or 3 Strategize. Because the first time, it was so introductory. And it was new thoughts, new ideas. And it was awakening something that was asleep. The second time they came, They've now made the initial changes in their life. They've awakened things. They've started to think about things. But the second time, now it's, I'm taking stock and I'm moving forward. Now, many companies and successful businesses that want to run successful as well do an annual audit, do an annual stock take, do an annual kind of closing of the financial year, and that is what they do every single year. And so it's so important, if businesses feel that's important to do to run the business optimally, then how much more should we also have that moment where we take stock? And I know that there's that nice idea that when New Year's comes, New Year's Eve, we start to think about our New Year's resolutions, and we have some resolutions, and sometimes we do them, sometimes we don't, sometimes we forget what we said on New Year's Eve. Either way, it doesn't matter. What is important is that there is this moment that we look at where we are, what we've been doing, where we've been applying what. Has it been working? Has it not been working? And then really sort those things out and shuffle and shake so that we can get into that sweet spot that is actually productive and that gives us the results that we want in our life. So before we go into anything, you need to say, I'm ready. I'm ready to take on this new chapter. I'm ready to open up and get rid of the things I must get rid of. Thank you very much. And then also to grab hold of the new things that I have to grab hold of. And there are new things. I promise you that. There are new things, and you know what? New is good. And if it wasn't good, then shopping wouldn't feel so good, or retail therapy. And even if you don't enjoy shopping, like me, I don't enjoy the shopping part, but I do enjoy the taking the clothes out of the bag at home part, or taking the shoes out, or taking the whatever new item out at home. That part I enjoy. But so new things are great, and it's also great for new perspectives, new mindsets, new opportunities. And in this time where things are heavy and crazy and people are discouraged, there needs to be some energy, some new, some vibrance, some excitement. And that is what Strategize is all about. And it's not me giving you the answers. It's me guiding you, facilitating you to find your own answers, because obviously we all have our own unique lives. And we all have our own unique journey, gift, talent, skills. And nobody can tell you this is your life or this is what you must do. People can advise you. But at the end of the day, you have to grab hold of what is moving you, what is leading you, and what stands out to you. So let's jump in. I hope that you are ready. We're diving straight in. And here my first slide that I want to share with you today is, as you can see, there are a group or different groups of people, and you can see their different personalities. And now this is something very, very important. We all have different personalities, and we are not trying to become the same person. And I'm also not trying to put anyone into a box. No ways. No one wants to be in a box. Okay. See, I'm all over the one lady over there, but you can see her on her computer. So you can see there's a whole lot of different people there. You can see there's the group, and they are the talkers. They are having fun. They're socializing and they're laughing. And this is kind of the clique of, they go for drinks after work, for sure. I'm confident. They go for drinks after work. They also know everything that's going on in the office. I don't know if I'm going to tell them my secrets. I don't know about that, because they look like they're having too much fun, and that does not look like work happening there. So you can see they're the talkers, they're happy, they're enjoying themselves, and this is a fun crew to be part of. And they also know who is going to be retrenched. They know who is in trouble, why they are in trouble, and they even know personal things about people, because that is just what they look like. If you look at that crew, that's their personality. They're talkers. That's cool. They connect. Then you see this lovely gentleman here. He looks bleak, right? Handsome, but bleak. And you may know this person, the Mona. They're always, you meet them and they say, oh, we have to work late. Oh, we have to work from home. I'm so annoyed because the internet's not good. Okay, you have to come into the office. Oh, I'm so annoyed we have to go into the office during this pandemic. You know, whatever you say, they have a problem, and that is just who they are. And you know what? We all know those people, because I know moaners, I know complainers. I'm sure you know moaners and complainers too. And you know what? After you talk to them, they suck the living guts out of you. You feel drained, you feel exhausted. But also when you're kind of feeling miffed, you want to talk to them, because misery likes a bit of company. But at the end of talking to them, they turn the whole story around and it becomes about them again. So the whole point of talking to them didn't really work out, because you didn't get the comfort you wanted. But anyway, I digress. We move on. You see this lovely lady over here. She is on her own zone. She wants to work on her own. She's kind of an introvert. She likes to be alone. She likes to work on her own, but she loves what she's doing. She's really happy doing what she's doing over there. She's on her own. She's being creative. She's having fun. Please don't ask her to speak in front of other people. That's not her jam. That's not her vibe. She's happy in her corner. It's not that she doesn't like other people. She does like them. She's just more introvert. She's to herself, and her zone where she does the best is when she's on her own and she just gets in the zone of what she's doing. She doesn't want to speak in front of people and teach and all of that. She just wants to do her job, and that is her zone. That is her. Then on the top corner here, you'll see there's a lady and a man. That man over there has got a bit of a smug look on. It's almost like he knows a secret, but he's not telling anyone. This lady over here, she looks like she has the answers to everyone. You know that one person. It can be in the personal world, which is family or friends, or it could be at work, but they just always know everything. And you always ask them everything. They always have the answer. And I have some of those people in my life, and maybe you do too. Or even in the office, where does the paper go? The paper is over there. How do you fix the printer? The printer, you do this, you do that. Where must I deliver? She just knows everything. There's always that person. And so you can see that personality as well. And when you look at this group of people, it's all different personalities. Nobody is wrong or right, but each of the personalities have strengths and weaknesses. Maybe the talkers, they are so fun to be around. They're really great people. They're entertaining, but at the same point, you don't want to trust them with your secrets, because they may not be the right people to share your secrets to, although they're really fun to talk to. Then on the other side, you've got the lady here that is the introvert. She's really good at her job, and you would love her to actually train and teach other people, but she's too shy to speak in front of people. Oh my goodness. This guy, he is so handsome. Look at him. He looks like everything can work out in his life, but then he looks so depressed. And he's always bleak. And he's always, oh, why me? So you want to hang out. You want to be friends, but he's always bleak. And, he just puts the wet blanket on everything. And then you get the guy on top. He's got the answers, but he's not telling you. So he's got what you want to know, but he doesn't tell you. Everyone has their personality. And we're not trying to morph into the same personality. Everyone can be themselves. Everyone has their story. But what we want to do is take each individual person, take their story, take who they are, take their strengths, and then really put it out there, utilize it. Sometimes I have found that some people are not really putting themselves out there in the right way, or they're giving an impression of themselves to people. They are announcing themselves in a way that's not consistent with who they are. Now, this can very often happen because of all these baggage and heavy stuff that comes along the way. What am I talking about? Sometimes people are insecure. So, for example, here I am, and I always make this illustration, but here we go. My nose. My nose is big. I'll give you side views. Enjoy it. Take it in. Now you're never going to miss it again. So if I have this insecurity and I think, oh, my nose is so big, I can't look into a camera that's right in front of my nose. Actually, this camera is pretty right. Let me give you a full view so you can really enjoy this moment. Full view. Take it in. All its glory. Okay, so there it is. The camera is right in front of my nose. Now I'm saying to myself, oh my goodness, I can't do this webinar because I've got the camera right in front of my nose. I can't speak to people on camera because my nose is just so huge. And so I decide not to do a webinar. I decide not to put myself out there in this way because of insecurity, because of my nose. But I have something to share, and I want to encourage people, and I want to pour into people's lives. Now I can't do that because of insecurity. Or maybe even worse, I'm doing this all the time. Yeah, no, so, or maybe I'm even that person that has the hair in their face. So yeah, or I fiddle with my hair the whole time because I'm insecure about my nose, and so I'm not feeling comfortable. And now I'm doing a whole lot of other stuff that is actually distracting or almost like a comfort for me because I feel uncomfortable about my nose. So that really takes away. So you think Lucia's not focused. She's in her hair. She is over here. What is she even doing? Like, she is a really strange person. The thing is, I'm insecure about my nose. Now it's affecting what the quality is that I'm giving to you. And that is now a silly little simple illustration. But there are sometimes things, baggage, different things that we carry around with us, and it affects the way we put ourselves out there. Maybe you are a really friendly person. You are so friendly and so warm. But because there was a couple people, or even just one person, that constantly took advantage of you and asked you stuff and drains you, so much so that you don't even feel like being warm and friendly to other people because you are so afraid that you have another person that you have to constantly please. So you draw back and you just go into your bubble, and you can only handle your friends that you have now, because more friends is just going to be more people that you have to please. And you draw away from who you actually are. So you put something out there that you closed off, you're uninterested, and that's not who you are. So you're not even happy because you're not living out who you really are because of someone who took advantage of you or someone who hurt you. So there are all those different things that happen to us. And very often those things happen and derail us, and we go off the tracks, and we just have to come back. Who are we? What are we doing with our lives? Where are we going? And what really makes us happy? And get back to those things. Sometimes the very things that make us happy are the things we think we must protect ourselves from. Being out there and being warm and making friends and meeting new people all the time and really connecting with them, that actually really makes us happy. But because we've been hurt in some kind of way, we started thinking, I'm not going to put myself out there. I'm not going to expose myself that way. I'm just going to live in my bubble. So we're always feeling there's this missing thing that we're not getting out of life, that we feel should be in our lives, but somehow we're not getting that thing because we think that defending ourselves from people taking advantage of us is protecting ourselves, but actually it is cutting off the very thing that gives us joy and life. Are you with me? So that happens very often. And so there are all these blockages. And for some people, it's not about friendships and relationships and just happiness. For some people, it's about success. They have been trying different things to be successful. Different businesses, different this, different that. And yes, hard work. Yes, there is patience involved. But they've been trying all these things. And somehow, they just don't get to where they want to get to. Now, a lot of people, KFC, the colonel himself went and tried and people didn't want his chicken, and it took some time, and then eventually someone said, okay, you go for it. J.K. Rowling, she was 29 years old writing this book. She was broke. No one wanted her book. No one wanted Harry Potter. Right now, she's a billionaire author that has sold something like 500 million books. How wild is that? So sometimes it takes time, and I'm not talking about that. But I'm talking about blockages, things that stand in the way. Some people self-sabotage over and over. They get the opportunity, now they're ready. Then they drop the ball on the last moment, or they don't prepare. They get the opportunity, they get the interview, and now they're going to go for the job interview. They don't even bother to read up about the company. They don't even bother to read through the job description and see how it connects with things that they have done in the past. They actually don't do any preparation. They go into the interview, they don't get it, they come home, they feel another job that I didn't get. Something wrong with me, I guess I'm just not good enough. No, you sabotaged yourself. You didn't prepare, you didn't make the effort. You do that thing where sometimes we say yes on the last minute. You know you have to prepare tonight. You cannot do anything else. Tonight you have to be focused. And then someone asks you, hey, I have to move, will you come help me? And you really do want to help your friend, but you're being interviewed tomorrow, so you can't help today. You can help tomorrow. You can happily come and unpack the boxes tomorrow and help whichever way you want to. But tonight, you have to be focused. So we self-sabotage. We say, I'm going to help that person. And then we can also blame that person if the interview doesn't work out, because we say, you know what? I had to actually help that person. So if I didn't have to do that, I would have been better prepared. But I guess, things happen, and everything happens for a reason. No. We have to take control of our lives. And if we do take control and really capitalize on the opportunities, shift the way we see things, and even shift the way we put ourselves out there, we will attract opportunities. It just happens. I know it happens because I've made shifts, and then businesses contact me. I'm not even an influencer, not at all. That's not what I do at all. I haven't even pursued making followers on social media. It's not anything that I do, but businesses contact me and say, hey, we'd like to work with you. Send us your rates. What are you even talking about? I'm not an influencer. I don't content create. I do the motivation thing. What are you doing? And I'm like, okay, this is great. Wonderful opportunity. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to collab with this company. They reached out to me. Sounds great. And if the opportunity comes, why not see where it leads? If it doesn't work for me, I can always leave it and walk away. But at least these opportunities are coming. And when you shift gears and you start to see that the world is open and there's so many opportunities, and when they come, you don't self-sabotage yourself. You put yourself out there properly. You're prepared. You're ready. You've got what you need to get the victory out of whatever you want to do, or get the job, or get the relationship, if that's what it's about, or get the social life, or really get the happiness. Because for some people, it's just that they haven't really been happy. And I'm not talking about someone who's clinically depressed. If you need to go see a doctor, then by all means go do that. But I'm talking about you are a normal person that has just been living your normal life, and you've just been feeling like there has to be more. There has to be something. Why don't I ever feel my heart bursting with joy or bursting with gratitude? Why aren't there opportunities that blow me away and surprise me? I want excitement in life. I want joy. I want happiness. And not the fake try and look cool on social media stuff, the real stuff. The stuff that I don't even have to post about because I don't need other people to like it, because the feeling that I have is enough to, carry me. I don't need anyone else to celebrate it, because inside me is enough. That is what I'm talking about. And that is what I'm doing with Strategize, because I needed that. Feeling so down in the dumps, not knowing where to go, following this path, it has picked me up. It has lit that fire under my butt, and it got me ready and out there to do that for other people as well. So let's move on. Here you can see my friend Susie. Absolutely adore Susie. Susie is a great girl. Susie knows what she's doing. Susie knows where she wants to go in life, but for some other reason, Susie just keeps getting rejected, does not get the opportunity. She gets passed over for the promotion. When everyone in the team wants to go for drinks, they're not really inviting Susie. They're just like, oh yeah, you can come if you want. But other people are like, you've got to be there. Susie's like, what is it that I'm doing wrong? Where is the disconnect? What is going on? I try to be nice. I try to be helpful. But for some other reason, people are just not connecting with me. What's that all about? Well, Susie, let's take a look at this. This darling girl on social media, I found her and I thought her story was absolutely amazing. She suffered from anorexia. You can see her there in her before or mid anorexia picture, and then you see her now after. She's an absolute bombshell. She looks so beautiful and gorgeous, and you cannot think that this beautiful girl, like they are the same person. I just can't see that. She's absolutely gorgeous. But there she stands in her underwear and she takes a photo of herself. And why do you take a photo of yourself? You don't take a photo of yourself saying, oh, I look absolutely horrible, I'm going to take a photo. No, I don't know people who do that. You take a photo because you want to capture the moment. I want to remember this moment. Even if you're serious or not, if you're posing, if you just want to remember your body, your measurements, whatever. She takes a photo. She wants to remember the moment. My goodness. Look at that. Over there, another one. She's smiling. She takes a photo smiling. She's happy. She wants to remember that moment. She's proud of herself. Everyone else looks at her and we see, my goodness, something's wrong. Everyone can see something's wrong. But this darling girl, as beautiful as she is, does not see that anything is wrong. She thinks, I'm killing it. I look beautiful. Look at me with my big smile. I'm doing the thing. And she takes a photo and we can all see something's wrong. So sometimes in our lives. There are areas of our lives, and people can see that something's wrong, or maybe not everyone, but there is someone who can see that something's wrong in your life, and we don't know it. This girl does not think anything's wrong. She thinks other people don't get it. She is skinny. She needs to be skinny. People just don't understand. And this is her weird situation. And they just don't get it. But she knows she's doing well. I'm going to move my picture here so that you can actually see her legs in this picture. Where are we? Here we are. There we go. So you can really see how absolutely skinny she is. I mean, it's wild. Absolutely wild. She thinks she's okay. Everyone else can see, you're not okay, girlfriend. But she thinks she's okay. And that happens with us also. Sometimes we think we're okay. And there are areas of our lives that we need to just sort out. We need to take some stock. We've been wasting time, money, effort, experience, skills, talents, emotions, thoughts. Have you ever thought about a problem for 3 days, or about a person that hurt you or whatever else for 3 days? 3 days that you could have thought up a new business, or thought up some exciting MPO or NGO, or maybe just some wonderful ways to make you really feel happy and enjoy your life. But no, 3 days we thought about what that person said to us. So there are all these different areas of our lives where we are wasting these beautiful, and I call it bricks. We waste these bricks, our time, our money, our effort, on so many other things instead of correcting the things that need to be corrected. So there are areas that sometimes we are blind to, that other people can see, and that is also things we want to sort out and strategize. We want to take reel in that area where we're wasting time, money, whatever, and rather use that and put it towards something that is a blessing, that helps us, that grows us. We don't want to go spend stuff on stuff that are pulling us down, keep throwing bricks in the bag that is anchoring you, and you don't understand why your boat's not moving, but you keep making this bag heavier, 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 and it keeps anchoring you more and more and more, and you think you're doing the good thing and the right thing, but you are crippling yourself and holding yourself back. Let's not be like this darling, beautiful girl. Let's be like her after photo, because obviously something happened and she clicked and she said, this is not okay. I'm going to make a change. This is absolutely not okay. This is not the life I want for myself, and this is not the life that I'm going to have. I'm going to do something. And you see her a little bit later. She is gorgeous. She's beautiful, and she looks happy. And I love that. And that is the journey we are going to go on here in Strategize. Now, this is something that's so very powerful. I saw this on social media, and it is one of those quotes that I love and adore. And I think that it is, if you really grab hold of it, where can you be? 6 months of commitment and focus can put you 5 years ahead in life. Do you even believe that? Now, I have a family member, and I'm going to share her story. It's absolutely fantastic what happened to her. And it just shows the power of 6 months. The power of 6 months. 6 months is, how quick did the last 6 months go? I can't believe it's August. In 2 days' time, we jump over into August. I'm not even ready, I feel like it was, January, it was good. And Feb was good. And then, walk. And then it's like, what? August. So I'm not even ready. It went so quick. And imagine making a big change in your life right now and where you could be at the end of the year. 6 months can make a big difference. I have a family member, and she got married. And she and her husband, they were together, and they had this beautiful marriage. They tried to have kids. It never worked out. They tried to have kids. It never worked out. They tried. And it never really got to the point where she got pregnant. So for 17 years, no kids. And they said, okay, the ship has sailed. We are done with trying to have kids. They've just moved on. And she's about 40 years old. And she feels that the left side of her body is going kind of lame. And she goes to the doctor. The doctor says, you are about to have a stroke. She's 40 years old. You're about to have a stroke. You have to change your life drastically. So she's like, okay. And I love her. And I also love mayonnaise just like her. She loved mayonnaise. I think she loved mayonnaise much more than me because she put mayonnaise on everything. If there's chicken, it has to have mayo. If there's ham, mayo, whatever, mayo. And working in construction and on the road, she would get a lot of takeout and she would eat a lot of takeaways, and everything was just kind of fast-paced and that type of lifestyle. So she changed all of that. She started eating healthy. Goodbye mayonnaise, old friend. Goodbye putting cheese on everything. Goodbye all of their ways of eating. She started eating healthy. She started with these park runs, and then from park runs she was running on the beach, and she was doing all these activities. She was part of a fitness club, and she was doing all these things, exercising and really getting healthy, not because she wanted to live her best life and look good in a bikini, but because she had this life-threatening moment. Wow, I was about to have a stroke at 40 years old. That's crazy. So she changed her life. About a few months later, she had lost loads of weight. She was sending us photos on the family group where she was like wearing short shorts and a bikini top, which is, things she never did before, because she was looking so good and she was feeling herself. And she was also enjoying seeing the weight loss and how good she looked. And not just that, she started to feel a bit, ugh. And her sister said to her, I think you should have a pregnancy test. She's like, no, I've been married 17 years. I'm 40 years old. No, that's crazy. Have a pregnancy test. She gets a pregnancy test, positive. She gets another one, positive. She goes to the doctor. She is pregnant at 40 years old. After 17 years of marriage, she is pregnant after she changed her life for 6 months. Now, it was a bit over 6 months. I think it was about 7 or 8 months later she was pregnant. But just think about it. 6, 7, 8 months. That's nothing. That's January. That's February. And she's pregnant for the first time in 17 years. Wild. She's now 42 years old. Her daughter is the sweetest, brings so much joy into their household and into their lives. And it's such a crazy surprise. It's something that she didn't expect. It's something that she thought that ship has sailed, it's done and dusted, it's gone, it's over. Sometimes we have that in our lives as well. It may not be a baby for everyone. For someone it might be a business. For someone it might be traveling the world. And yes, it's lockdown and all of that right now. But maybe that's the perfect time to start planning what you want to do, where you want to go. And when the time comes, when we're all ready to travel, maybe it's in a year's time, I don't know the exact dates of everything, but when the time comes, you're ready. What is it that you've put off and you've said it's not even going to work anymore? Ship has sailed, it's done and dusted, it's not happening. Maybe 6 months of really working toward it, of really committing to it, can see that very thing that you thought it was time to say goodbye to. How exciting is that? I mean, I don't know about you, but this gets me excited. This gets me really excited. Obviously, maybe that's why I teach it. Because it gets me excited. Okay, so I wanted to show you something here. Here's a kitty cat. And if you're not a cat person, don't worry. It's okay. It's just a picture. Here's a kitty cat. And we see this cat growing into an adult cat. And you know what? Every year, this cat has a birthday, and I don't know how cat times work. I know dog times or kind of something like 7 times to a human year. I don't know how cat times work. If you know, put it in the comments. But nobody stretches this cat's legs out. Nobody stretches. Okay, it's your birthday. Let's stretch the tail 1 centimeter, the leg 1 centimeter. No, you don't do that. The cat just grows. It's natural. Growth is natural. Moves, grows from level to level. It's natural. Plant a tree outside. Water it. Even if it's one of the trees that just, kind of go by itself, by all means. It gets rain. It grows. Every single year it grows. And I'm talking about just in good soil. I'm not talking about crazy soil now. But even go to a forest. Nobody's even planting the trees there. The trees are just there. And they're just growing, and the seeds fall, and new trees are planted, and they start growing, and it just happens naturally in life. This growth just happens all the time, from level to level, from level to level. Sometimes in life we get stuck. Now, even us, from when we were a kid, we were born, right? You learn to eventually hold your own head. In the beginning, you're kind of there. The parents are like, oh, the baby's head, it's a thing. And then after a little bit, you kind of hold your own head. And then you kind of start sitting up and you start crawling, you walk, you run, you jump. Some people are somersaulting even. They get to that level. But it all happens. And that's the physical growth. But then on the other side, there's also your mental growth. You learn to speak. You formulate sentences. Now you go to school, you start writing, you start reading, you're doing all this. Now you're reading better subjects and more interesting things, and you're getting deeper into different things. You're going to high school, you're going to university, or even you go into work straight after high school. Either way, but you are learning skills, abilities, there's education, there's experience, and all of that learning. And around 25 years old, very often many people stop learning as much as they learned before. Some people still continue studying or reading books or doing different courses, and that is wonderful. Or even not even just courses, but hobbies, dancing and this and that, and do these different things to really spice up their lives. But there's this continuous learning, which is natural. And then we start slowing that learning down. And because we slow the learning down, we start to get frustrated. Because it is natural for us to continue to grow. Our bodies continue to grow. And so why should our minds, our emotions, our will, why shouldn't those things continue to grow? So we get stuck, we watch lots of series, we do this, we do that, we enjoy ourselves, no problem with that by all means. But we stop doing the one thing that is natural to us, and then we start to feel stuck. So growth and learning is a very important part of our lives. And that's the natural way of life. And when we start feeling stuck, then we start seeing opportunities, and all these other things also become stuck and stagnant in our lives. So very often entrepreneurs are pushed to continuously learn and grow because they have to learn how to do this in their business, and there's new technology and there's all those things to consider. And although it's stressful sometimes, it's also good for you because you continually stretch yourself. It's important to learn and grow. And it doesn't mean academic. Some person can learn to play guitar. You didn't play an instrument before, that's what you're doing, you're going to learn to play guitar. Or you just read a book and you're learning information on the book, or you're doing little short courses. But it's important to keep that growth going, because otherwise we start to feel frustrated. And if you look at the world, sounds so weird to say the world, at nature, let me rather use that, the world, the globe, the planet. Anyway, yeah, if you look at the world, you see that, look at that, the ocean, look at the mountains, they're beautiful. Nobody's out there chiseling the mountain. Okay, rock, you must not be like this. Yes, sometimes that happens, but most of the natural beauty is natural. And it just happens. And the sea does its thing, and the sea has its way of cycle of working, high tide, low tide, a red tide, whatever tide. I'm not a surfer, relax guys, I don't know all the tides, but it's beautiful, and it flows, and it is natural, and nature is natural, and growth is natural. And in life, that's how it works. Nothing is meant to be stuck. You can be in a job, but you can still grow in that job. If you don't want to, for someone, they're a brilliant teacher. And for them to just go and be the principal would be a waste of their skills. So they stay in the teaching position. But they can still grow in their life. They can still grow in what they do. They can grow in other areas of their life. They can even grow in the knowledge of the subjects that they're teaching. Or maybe they even grow in other subjects and start to take on other subjects and master that as well. But growth is important and natural. Movement is natural. Life is not a stuck, stagnant thing. Life is moving all the time and flowing all the time. It's natural for everything to come together and work out and change. This is like a dance move they call the fireball in my clubbing days. Okay, let me not joke. Let's be serious. But it's a movement. It's a fireball. I'm passing it to you. Catch the fireball. And return it back. Thank you. Here we go. But it is movement, and it's natural, and that is part of life, and that is part of the journey. So for you, get that mind shift, that thing that says, oh, we're just stuck, and even though it's locked down, it doesn't matter. Life is still moving. Go look at your cat. Go look at the grass outside. Just don't cut the grass for a few weeks, unless you have fake grass. Of course, then it's going to always look the same. But just go check your grass. Your grass grows, your nails grow, your hair grows. Things are growing all the time. So don't fool yourself into thinking you are stuck and life is stuck. Life is not stuck. There are people that have grown businesses in this time. People have started delivery services, cleaning services, sanitizing services, masks. People have started investing in property because they couldn't afford, or the interest rates are beneficial right now and help them to afford things that was less affordable. People are moving and shuffling and shaking, and don't be fooled and think, oh, it's time we must all be stuck. No, we don't have to be stuck. You be where you want to be. And don't think that life is stuck. It's not. It's flowing. And you can tap into that flow, and you can have that flow in your life as well. So don't for a moment think, oh, this is just where we're at. We're stuck. We're stagnant. No ways. Life is moving on, and you can also move on in life. So don't let that hold you back. We are just about to conclude, but I want to share one more thought with you before we conclude. And let's go to it over here. Right. Now, people want to know what we do in Strategize. My friend, this is what we do in Strategize. I've taken my picture out of the way so that you can see all the words over here. And hier gaan ons. Let's jump into this. Okay, so thoughts, feelings, actions, results. That is what it is all about. That is the beginning, that is the end, that is the change, that is the shift, and that is the formula that Strategize is based on. So the next slide, I'll show you a bit of the curriculum of Strategize, what we focus on in Strategize. But essentially, your thoughts, what you think, impact your feelings. Then you feel in the mood for this or not in the mood for that. And now you have these feelings, and your feelings then go on your actions. Now you act according to your feelings, and you get the results that are in your life today. And so, yes, sometimes things happen from the outside, but even when things happen from the outside, how you tackle it from the inside can change the outcome. And it's so true. How do we know this? Because we know people. I read an article about a guy last year. He lives in a shack with other people. His whole family lives in the shack with him. Doesn't have his own room, doesn't have a study, doesn't have Wi-Fi, internet, none of that. This boy got distinctions in all his subjects, got accepted to go study to be a doctor. Wild. And then someone that has a room and has their snacks, their chip ahoy, choc chip cookies, and their, special milkshake and Wi-Fi and a heater and whatever else, still can't just get down to study and do the work. It doesn't matter what's going on the outside. It matters what's going on the inside. Check yourself. You have a bad day and you're feeling kind of weird. Something feels off. Think about what you were thinking about. What were you meditating on? What were you thinking about that day? Those very thoughts resulted in your feelings. And that feelings, not feeling like sometimes we can say, I wasn't less for it, the South African way. I wasn't less, South Africans will understand that. I didn't feel like doing it for everyone else. I wasn't in the mood for it. And then that impacts your actions. So you didn't take actions. You procrastinated, or you took the action, but you half took it. I don't know if I even want to do this, or you were angry or whatever else. And it impacted your actions and the action that you took. Then you got results. For anyone, let me put myself back on the screen so I can look into your eyes now when I say this. For anyone that thinks, let me put myself right here in the middle of all the action. Look, for anyone that thinks that you can just sit at home and daydream and make a vision board and just picture all this stuff, and then this wonderful life is going to fall into your lap. No, it doesn't happen. It never happens. It never happens like that. The only way this wonderful life happens is if you take action. Action equals results. Action equals results. No action also has results, but probably not the results you want. Now, sometimes we take action and it is the wrong action. But you know what? Wrong action is sometimes better than no action at all. Because at least from trying something and it not working out, you can adjust, try again. Or on trying that thing, you meet some people and now that thing failed, but now you met people that could help you or put you in contact to the right thing. So whenever we're moving, then we can start seeing things, opportunities open up. But when we're just sitting home and, I'm just waiting for my mind to be ready to take this on, and, that moment doesn't just drop. It has to be met with action. Whatever we do in strategize, if someone says to me, I see them after strategize, and I actually saw one person, they did strategize, and I said to them, so how's it going? They said, no, it's going good and stuff. So I said, any big changes? Tell me what's happened since strategy. No, nothing really happened. So I said, oh, and have you gone through your book? No, I haven't really gone through the book again. So I'm like, oh, okay. Have you have you made any changes? Have you applied anything new to your... No, I didn't really have time. So nothing happened because they didn't do anything. Wild, huh? These are heavy revelations that I'm coming with now, epiphany moments. Nothing happens if you do nothing. But then there are people that have done great and amazing and wonderful things and stepped out and they were wobbling like, oh, I'm not going to do this. Ah! And then they do it and it's amazing. How wonderful is that? Take action and start to change the results you have in your life. But before we take action, it's great to get our thoughts right. Get your thoughts right, because sometimes there are thoughts that run. And go think about it this week. Just evaluate your thoughts. See how you feel and see what you're thinking about. Because sometimes there are thoughts that run that we are not actively putting in there. It's like a screensaver or the wallpaper. It's just kind of there in the back. And when we're not actively thinking about something, it reverts back to that, because that's how we've trained our mind to think. And sometimes those revert back thoughts are so negative, are so crippling. They actually steal all our joy, all our strength. They make us feel weak. They make us feel not worth it. They make us feel like it never works for me. It's just not my thing. Ugh, you know what? This is my lot. This is my bed. Let me lay in it. I made my bed. I must lay in it. What's that saying? You want to have your cake and eat it too. Well, who made that up? Because obviously if you bought cake, you want to eat it. Of course. I mean, maybe I want too much out of life. My family is like this far in life. Maybe I'm just the same or whatever. This person didn't get a relationship and never got married and never got what they wanted in life. I'm also like that. And that is just for someone whose goal is to be married. Some people don't want to be married, and that is also great. That is wonderful. Everyone's journey in life is different than you find yourself. I don't think actually marriage is a goal. I do think that you find someone that you think, I want to be on this life with you. I want to partner with you on this life and walk this journey together, because it is just so lekker. It's so nice to be together and do life together. And that is why you do life together, because you just don't want to do it without that person. So that's why you get married, not because, it's kind of like buy a house, get married, drive a car, whatever. It can't be on the checklist, to me personally, my personal thought on that. But either way, so we want to change the thoughts, we want to change the feelings, we want to change the actions, we want to change the results. This is what we do in Strategize. This is the basic formula. Follow this formula and you will see results in your life. If you don't take action, you're not going to see results. If you don't change your thoughts and you continue to think negative, you're going to continue to feel like you're feeling. And if you continue to feel like you're feeling, you're never going to be inspired to take action. And if you never take action, you're never going to see the results. But remember the previous slide, 6 months. 6 months, baby, of good thoughts, good feelings, and action. And then you write me that letter about how lekker your life is after you've done all of this. Okay, so my final kind of slide is what we cover in Strategize. So my curriculum for Strategize, I didn't give you all the details. If you want the details, you've got to come to Strategize, of course. But essentially it is, we talk about the grounds, your motivation. Why do you do what you do? Why do you want to make a change? We build up a nice, strong motivation as to why you want to do what you do. Then we're going to talk about your vision, how you see things, how and what you put out there. We're going to talk about what you want to build up in your life, where you want to go, what direction you want to go in. We're going to talk about protecting yourself, cutting out those things that have been blocking you. We're going to talk about discovering, and I'm not even going to share more on that because you come and check it out for yourself. And we are also going to talk about, oh, now I'm right in the middle on top of the words. Let me move myself again. Sure, I am a mover and a shaker. Those are just some free jokes. Enjoy it. If you didn't laugh, it's fine, you're having a bad day, change your thoughts. Okay, and then direct. We're talking about directing our attention to the right things. We're going to talk about hone and honing your skills, getting good at the things that you need to be good at, and then also actually evolving. It takes time, so that's why 6 months is brilliant to go on this journey. 6 months. So you want to evolve, and then your intent, get your intentions right and what you intend on doing, and also then finally announcing yourself and what you're putting out there. So we're going to cover all of this in Strategize. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. Now, Strategize is kicking off at the end of August. So basically, there are multiple different Strategize or ways you can do Strategize. I'm quickly going to put a link on the chat. Let me just find it here. Here we go. Okay, so there you go. Multiple ways you can do Strategize. So firstly, you can do the 4-week course. Over 4 weeks, we do it over group. It's live, in person, or live, not in person. It is live, and we do it weekly. We do a video, and then you can watch the video afterwards as well. We then also have the 8-week, which I am loving, because I think let's do it longer. Let's chew on little bits at a time. Let's really evolve. And it gives you closer to that kind of 6-month evolution. Now, I think that after you finish Strategize, it would be good for you to then have a monthly or bi-monthly, like twice a month, or at least once a month, or even every second month for that period of 6 months. Book a life coaching course with me as well. Or not a life coaching course, but a session with me every now and then, so that you can say, okay, I'm really actively working at this. I'm going to change my life. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to get the promotion. I'm going to move forward. I am 100% diving into the life that I want, and I'm committed. I'm so committed that I am making appointments with this woman that is a little bit crazy here on screen today, but I'm having fun. So yeah, we've got 2 more minutes, almost time for me to go. But essentially, book your session. So 8 weeks, or you got 4 weeks. Those are group sessions. You're going to watch live online. And then, of course, there's interaction. I ask you questions. We're going to work through all of that. And then, of course, I would say, if you're done with that, then go on and book life coaching sessions. Besides for that, now, someone else says, I want to dive into Strategize personal, one-on-one. I want to do this thing. Then you can do the Strategize life coaching sessions. This is one-on-one, me and you. We can do it in person. I'm based in Somerset West. Or we can do it online as well, one-on-one, and we're doing this thing together. Those ones are by appointment. I only have a limited amount of slots because, of course, I'm only seeing one person at a time. That one is a little bit more expensive than the others, but you're going to get my full attention, and we're going to go through your life and really get your personal journey going. So it's going to be absolutely amazing. Now, this is an investment that you make in yourself, and it's not something that you are going to do for a one-day session. It's actually over 4 weeks or over 8 weeks, either of the courses. You can go find the one you like. And if you go look at any of the other courses, go to the different short courses at the different institutions and places. So it's not, if you put the prices together, it's not that expensive. It is an investment, and it's something that you have to want. So no one can make you do it. And if you're not ready, you're not ready. But if you are ready, call your girl. The link is there, and you can go check out the different packages. And if you don't want to do that, maybe you want to do this with your colleagues or with a group of friends, and you want to do your own session that is catered to your group, just send me an email. You can do so. I'm putting my email up here as well for you. Send me an email, and we're going to go from there. It's luciad@luciadrama.com, luciad@luciadrama.com. And then we can see exactly what we want to do. And if you're not ready to jump onto this whole Strategize bandwagon just yet, but you would like some one-on-one life coaching and take it from there for first, or even just book that first free consultation life coaching session, you can also do that. All the details are there. All the details are on my website. I'm all over social media, Lucia Dramat. And there's no other Lucia Dramat, so that's cool. And there you have it. Thank you so much for joining me today. My details are on screen, my details are in the chat, and I hope to see you at Strategize. I'm so very excited. I am moving into my new office next week, and so I will be taking on clients in person as well. So I will be doing one-on-one sessions in person, and I'll also possibly be doing up to 3 people in sessions for small group sessions as well. And of course, I am doing the corporate packages where I'm doing a team refresh. And so for teams that have maybe not worked together in a while, or teams that have been working from home, or even those people that have been working through lockdown and they are exhausted and you really want to do something wonderful for your team, doing a team refresh. It is 3 hours long. I've got a few slots for August. September is still open, but I'm very excited to launch that as well. All of that and more coming up. So contact me and let's chat and let's do some amazing things. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day. And I have put this video link on Facebook so you can actually share it. I've made this one public. I changed the settings at the beginning of the video, and so you can share it if you like and if you think it will help and bless someone else. Till next time, bye-bye and thank you.